Hello. Today we're going to talk about Níbiru, or Planet X, which is actually its own small solar system of 7 different bodies, like 3 planets and 4 different moons. One of them is called Hercólubus. One of them is called Ferrada. I can't remember the other names. That will be in a different video to name all of the 7 bodies of Némesis or Níbiru, which is the 10th planet. The one that's to worry about is the 3rd planet in this miniature solar system, which is surrounding a brown dwarf. The idea is that our solar system used to be a binary solar system. Our sun that we know survived, and the other sun burnt out and now is in orbit through our solar system and comes near Earth. I'm going to read for you an interview with Dr. Eugene Ricks, a NASA scientist who has since left NASA. This interview is from April 16th, 2016, with a website contributor named Someone's Bones website, or SB website. Someone's Bones, all one word. I'll include the links below. The following is a transcript of a telephone interview conducted with Dr. Eugene Ricks, a former NASA scientist who worked on the Space Shuttle program and deep inside NASA's secret Níbiru research and track team. Our previous article about Dr. Ricks can be found further below. SB. Let's get down to business. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your credentials, Dr. Ricks. My name's Dr. Eugene Ricks. I worked alongside the STS team, which is the space shuttle, and was recruited to the Níbiru research team. I have a doctorate in astronomical sciences. SB. We understand you're nervous about giving interviews and appreciate that you are efforting this subject for public exposure. Tell us about Níbiru. Dr. Ricks. There are many misunderstandings about Níbiru or Planet X, or any of the other images or names assigned to it. Níbiru is not a comet, not a meteor. It's not even a planet. It is, in essence, its own solar system consisting of a brown dwarf star with 7 orbiting bodies, planets or moons. Of concern is the 3rd planet of the system. It's approximately 10 times Earth's mass with a nickel-iron core. We believed this planet, which we assign Planet X or Níbiru, posed the greatest Earth threat. We, Dr. Ricks, the Níbiru search and track team, 6 individuals, myself included, locked away from the rest of NASA. Níbiru has many detractors. They'll all ask, if it's there, why can't we see it? Níbiru has been heavily hyped since 2000, Dr. Ricks. Obviously, people want to see it. However, lack of physical proof is not proof it does not exist. An ongoing cover-up has been underway since at least 1983. That's as far back as my knowledge goes when I joined the team. The government has flooded the news and internet with disinformation and stories to distract people away from what is really going on out there. As to why it can't be seen, chemical spraying is one thing. Governments around the world have been in secondary protocol for many years. Due to its orbit, it can be seen only from specific geographical locations in the southern hemisphere, and then only if you have a powerful enough telescope and are looking in the right direction. Scientists have seen it, attempted to report on it, and perished. I'm going to add here, folks, as Alex, I remember one of the top astronomers, I won't mention his name, he was in Australia, he was down there so he could see, because Planet X, Níbiru, is approaching from the southern hemisphere. When it goes through our plane of our solar system, it will approach from the southern hemisphere. So astronomers that want to report on it go down south. So they're either in South America or Australia mostly. And that's where this astronomer perished, ironically enough, in a car crash. SB. Is it true then President Reagan signed a secret executive order forbidding any mention of the word Níbiru? Dr. Ricks. It is true, although such an order would never be enforced on the public at large. Government officials and the press were given dire warning that the subject was taboo. SB. That doesn't seem to be the issue anymore. Noteworthy scientists and divergent personalities are all talking about it. Why is that, Dr. Ricks? I have no idea. I assume the governments realize they can't contain the secret anymore. It was only a matter of time before backyard astronomers spotted it, even if by chance. SB. Back to you. You went into seclusion after leaving NASA. Why? Dr. Ricks. We didn't part on the best of terms. NASA knew I didn't approve keeping Níbiru a secret. After my departure, I had plenty of reasons, too numerous to list, that I was being watched closely. I felt my life in jeopardy, so much, in fact, that I sent my wife and my daughter to a non-extradition country for safety. SB. In 2012, you began posting to forums and other media about Níbiru's arrival. Why then? Dr. Ricks. I didn't post myself, I posted through a proxy. I was still in hiding at the time. As to why, with the whole Mayan 2012 end of times fiasco flooding the net, a lot of the information being attributed to Níbiru, I felt the time was right to make certain facts public. I felt it was my civic duty. My primary proxy posted to a forum called GLP, Godlike Productions, a popular internet conspiracy forum. Unfortunately, his account was hacked and my words were twisted. SB. Will this be a life-ending event? Dr. Ricks. This is difficult for me to predict. I last had access to the Níbiru files in 1985. At that time, we did not predict an ELE. We estimated the third planet to cross within 0.3 astral units of Earth, which is a third of the distance between Earth and the Sun. Events would have been cataclysmic, massive earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and some oceans coming out of their basins. The planet would have changed drastically. But life, some life, would survive. SB. Do you have any final words for the people of the world? Dr. Ricks. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. End of transcript. Post note. There are at least 2 former NASA scientists who have come forward in the last few months on this subject. Dr. Shimchuk, astrophysicist and former NASA scientist, on his own website, www.drshimchuk.com, and Dr. Eugene Ricks, former NASA scientist who has a doctorate in astronomical sciences and was a member of a search and track team to find the Níbiru brown dwarf system. Níbiru is here, and you can't stop me from warning Americans, says prosecuted NASA scientist. All right, folks, that's your information on Níbiru. Need to watch out for it. Some of you are flat earthers. I don't know how the math converts into below the dome, where Níbiru is coming from and how it orbits around beneath the stars. We can figure that out later. But this is the testimonial of an outed whistleblowing NASA scientist who was hired by NASA to track this thing. And actually being an astronomer for NASA or for the Jesuit system telescope, Lucifer, is one of the most deadly professions on Earth right now, because anyone who goes to the southern hemisphere and starts tracking it and looking at it usually perishes. So thank you for coming to the Plain Mundane Show. This is information about Níbiru and Planet X and Hercólubus and the moon Ferrada and other bodies within the Níbiru solar system, Némesis. Némesis is a female name for the goddess of destruction of the solar system, by the way. All right, please hit like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Otherwise, have a nice day.